All right, guys, we have another quick unboxing for you. We have the Sokani X60. It is another 60-watt light equivalent to the Aperture 120D or the Godoz SL-60 or SL-60w that we've did an unboxing in the past. And today we're going to do an unboxing. We will do a review on this unit and see how it compares to the Godoz. It's at around $150 price point. A little bit more expensive than the Godoz, maybe $20 or $30, but there's a few things I want to show you in this video as to why it's a little bit more expensive. First, let's open this bad boy up. It's your boy Floss. No, I'm joking. Okay. First thing first, the camera's close, but I got it close for a reason. You start off with a bag in the inside. We're gonna pull that bad boy out. We're gonna sit that there. Let's just look at it for a second. Nice, it's well built. It's not one of them cheap little, you know, we put you a case in here so you can shut up type of cases. It got the mounts on top to hold a tripod. Nice elasticy, strong Velcro. Look at this joint. Strong. Hooks on the side. It'll probably have a longer arm belt inside. Look at the bottom. That's not a cheap case. That's definitely not a cheap case. Okay, chargers and stuff up top. That's pretty dope. Let's start up there. You get the brick house. I like to call it the brick house because it's a brick adapter for the house. The other cable that goes with it. I'm sure you're familiar with these. Probably got a bunch laying around. Comes with batteries. Some of the best stuff to do. And I believe this is the remote. Let's just look at the remote for a second. I just got to rip it open. All right. Decent remote. Kind of big, but I'm not complaining. I personally have to take the plastic off of everything. I hate that plasticky look. Much better. That's the big arm strap I was talking about. Instructions in multiple different languages. I guess this is a quality check and a cover. Like this little stuff like this tells me quality. You know what I'm saying? Just these are corners that companies cut when they make a product. But the fact that I have a case that also fits my dish is ridiculous. It just don't happen that often. Let's look at the dish. Bowen's mount, of course. This is nice. See the reflectors on the inside? That's a quality dish there. And this is the light itself. Which is a little thing. It's much smaller than the Godoz's. Much, much smaller than the Godoz's. Gosh. It has a protective glass in the top. I don't know if you can see that right there. That's perfect because the Godoz's don't. You can just break it or hit it. It comes with that big cone to protect it. That makes it a lot bigger. This thing is little, really little. Yoke on one side that you tighten. Very sturdy. You got your trigger lock, your channel button. I don't know what the OCT is, and you got different effects. So that's another thing that makes this light a little different and closer to the 120D is the fact that it offers effects like lightning and things like that. I'll list them on the screen. But this is it. You got a little hand strap for the remote. That's ridiculous. So again, these are things that cheap companies cut corners on that they're providing you. They're making a strong attempt to not be a cheap brand. And those are the type of brands I like the most when it comes to no-name brands or brands you never heard of. It's those brands that come in the game and they try to be Lexus and not Kia. You know what I'm saying? Or Kia's working to improve their image, but they try to be a higher end brand instead of going after being Daewoo or Hyundai or whoever the cheaper brands are. They come in the game and they provide solid metal construction with a hand grip on the back so you can move this thing around. It's little. If I got to choose between this and another light to take on site, this is the light that I'm going to take because it's small, compact. They're sending me out a battery pack to go with it to make it mobile, but I mean, this is some quality right here. Before I even plug it up, before I even talk a light, this here is some quality. Let's start there. All right, let's plug this bad boy up. Make sure we got it off because we don't want to blind anyone. There she goes. I gotta take this plastic off the back because it's killing me. Fairly quiet. Let me see, I got the fan near me. That's the sound of the fan pushed up against my lav mic. This is the fan arm lengths away from me. So right now it's doing a lightning effect at 11%. That's pretty dope. That is crazy. So this is just traditional light. We can go down to 1%. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me make sure you guys can see that. We can go down to 1%. And it's a pretty decent light. Small, compact, with a remote. I thought I seen on the remote you had the option to turn the fan on and off. I'm going to look into that to make sure. But you have different effects. Oh, so you can hit the button to change. So we can get that. So I can choose an effect. I'm sure the book will explain what each effect is. It's pretty dope. But 5600 Kelvin daylight, super bright. I mean, it's super bright. For a 60 watt light, it's equivalent, a good equivalent for a 60 watt light. Well built metal. You got a button right here for your to lock in your Bowens mount. Anything that has a Bowens mount. Put it in there, turn it. Wait, make sure I got it right. And then you lock it. All right. So now we're locked in and boom, oh, it's even brighter. Of course, it's brighter with the reflector, but it's a little, okay. Maybe I didn't do it right. It's all good. It's my first time working with it. Players mess up. They mess up. But this is it. Pretty dope. New light. Small. Size of my hand. Like, just look at it. I'm gonna compare it to a Godox, to the SL1 or 60. I'm sorry, SL-60. Now, on a quick comparison, keep in mind that these lights are designed to put out on paper the same amount of light, which is 60 watt. That's why this is the SL-60 and this is the X60. But look at the size difference. I mean, this thing is little compared to this. Now, which one do you want to haul around? Another thing is this is plastic. This is metal. The LED seems bigger on the Godox, but bigger doesn't always mean more light. The cooling system is enclosed over here. It's out in the open over here, so dust could probably get on it. The Bowens mount on the Godox is metal. Both are metal. But just look at that for a minute. Big difference. Plastic yoke, plastic handle, metal, all metal, plastic. Both come with a remote. Top handle is plastic. You know, top handle here is metal. I can probably fit 2 of these in the same space I can fit 1 of these. So if I'm going on a shoot, I got to take lights. I'm probably taking this one, at least up until I test the light power of both. And that'll come with the review of this light. You don't have to go out and get an Aperture 120D and spend, you know, $600 anymore. For that price, you can get 4 of these and light your complete set and still make the same amount of money you would make on that shoot. And when you're really out in the field, size matters. And something like this over this, even if they have the same exact light output, just by this being metal and it being smaller, I feel more comfortable with this. I can pack more of these in the bag and I can carry less. So even if, you know, I'm traveling, this is the one to go with. In the back of my van that's shaking around and moving, this is the one to go with. I love Godoz, and anybody who watched the channel know that I'm a big fan of Godoz, but paper, this has a CRI of 96 plus, this has a CRI of 93. So on paper, this is supposed to provide a better quality light than this particular unit. We're going to get into light output, and I'm not going to scientifically, you know, do it. However, I can tell which one is the brightest, and that's the information I'll pass along. But this is just a better made light from a company you've never heard of. It fits in my hand. I mean, just look at that. I mean, look, I feel so much more comfortable with this thing with the metal than this with the plastic. You know, this is a lot heavier too. So there you go, guys. 2 good lights, 2 great prices. This is going for about $120 to $130. This is going for about $120 to $150. I think it's worth another 20 bucks if you ask me so far, but stay tuned for the actual review, and we'll talk about light and things like that in that review. If you like this video, again, I'm gonna ask you to give it a thumbs up. Hey man, I'm working hard over here to make sure I bring y'all quality content, and it's not easy, it's not cheap. You know, sometimes I gotta roll the dice using my money. Sometimes people send me out things to take a look at, but however, I wanna make sure that you know that you can achieve what the big boys are achieving, you know, with companies you've never heard of. A lot of these guys on YouTube, they're just getting sponsor deals, and they're, you know, if they had to buy it with their own money, they wouldn't go out and buy 2 120Ds just to shoot interviews all day. They'll probably be buying something like this, which still can get you the same quality of light and everything, you know, for 1/5 the price. But again, when people only sit inside of their home office and they review items, yeah, the freaking $700 light that they sent you is a better option than the $150 lights that are on Amazon. Who wouldn't agree with that? If Cadillac sent me a Cadillac, yeah, I'm gonna tell you why it's better than the Fords. But if I gotta spend money on a car, a Ford Fusion may be more practical and may be able to get the job done better than, you know, a Cadillac CTS at the time, you know. So again, great products, great price. Hit that subscribe button, and I want to thank you for watching this unboxing.